Welcome to week 5 of this game board dining table build. It is leg day. I don't know if anybody likes doing leg day, but when it comes to a table, I guess anything is better than the tabletop, considering I spent 4 weeks on it. So today I'm going to start on building the legs of this table. The difference with the legs that I'm building is that they're going to be the components that store the leaves of the tabletops. So I've never seen anything like this before. I have it pictured in my mind on how I want it to come out and what I want it to look like and how I want it to function. Let's see if I can pull it off.
Now that I'm done sounding like a robot, let's talk about this build. My first step is to mark up the boards I have and cut them all down to roughly the size I am going to need. This will make the milling process much easier working with small boards rather than an 8-foot long one. My thought process is to have the least amount of waste as possible. That will either be the result or I'll end up wasting an extreme amount of wood. Who knows? We'll find out at the end of the build. So after everything's measured out, I go over to the miter saw and I make my cuts. However, since my miter saw doesn't have one of those fancy retractable blades that I can go back and forth with, I actually have to make 2 cuts so that I can cut it on both sides. Now, if I can just get my stupid arm out of the shot, maybe you could see what I'm actually doing. You know what? Better yet, I'll move the camera and then you'll get a better view. So I'll just bring this nice long board over onto the miter saw. Oops. And there goes my camera. Yeah, that's what it's like to fall in the middle of a shop. Okay, let's try that again carefully without knocking over any equipment. Now, I did this in a way where instead of having this really small sliver of wood left after the cut, I made a small cut on the board and then flipped it over so I can cut through the entire board on the other side and have it completely separated. It worked, and I was happy. As I look through my shop and do these videos, I realize there is so much more for me to do to get my shop functioning better. Like my miter cart. I should add wings to this so it'll hold up long boards. Most of the time I'm cutting 8-foot or 10-foot boards, but I still have yet to upgrade the station. Well, it will have to wait until this table's complete. Now that I have all of my pieces cut to more manageable sizes, I can mill them up on the planer and jointer. So much of woodworking consists of these steps, but there is something soothing about it. And the more I do it, the better I am. Once the components of the table are all milled and prepped, there will be assembly of this table. The reason very little of that has happened so far is because I want to make sure I have every piece prepped and ready to go, so putting it together goes without issues. If you enjoy seeing this process and want to support the channel, please consider subscribing so you can watch each time I post an update to this build. You can also comment and like, which is a free way for you to tell me I am doing a great job on this. All of that tells YouTube that more people might like this video and it'll help my channel grow. I have some big plans in the future and I am looking forward to sharing them as they happen with you. There are 2 tools in my shop that I need to upgrade. One will be upgraded in my next video. I will let you guess in the comments if you'd like to have some fun with that. The one hint I will give you is that it is not my jointer, which definitely lacks many features. One feature is a fence that has no give. This makes it very hard to joint square edges, but I succeed most of the time. The other is dust collection. It just shoots everything below. I tried to fix this with a makeshift cardboard collector, but I have failed every time. One day I will upgrade this. But for now, this will have to work. And it did. See? Nice and square. Now I just need to take them over to the table saw and cut everything to the proper width. Like I said before, these legs are going to be special. My plan is for them to hold the leaves of the tabletop, so I'm going to cut all the boards for the thick side that will not have any slots, and thin boards for the side that will have the openings to accept the leaves. After the openings, there will be basically a rail so the leaves can slide down and hold into position. The opposite side will mirror this so it can hold 2 leaves as well. Since the leaves are longer than the available space I have to have 2 on each side. Now, this would be a great time to have some sort of illustration created on SketchUp to show you what exactly I am talking about. But I don't know how to do that. At least not yet. And instead of learning it and making you wait for another month before getting this video out, I figured I'd just explain it to you in words and let you see for yourself as the project advances. If you are interested in supporting my channel, please feel free to head over to my Patreon page and sign up there. I decided to have a special promotion. When I'm ready to put the table together permanently, before I do, I will laser engrave every Patreon supporter I have at that moment on the bottom of the table. I think it would be a fun idea to see that every time I'm under there for whatever reason I need to. Picking up food that I dropped, picking up the dog toys, or just laying there and trying to read some of the strange names that I probably will end up getting.
I feel like I got to a good stopping point with the legs this week. I got everything pretty much milled up, cut, flat, ready to go. I still have to make a couple other components, which we'll get to next week. So hit that subscribe button, follow along, get that notification so that you can see what the build is going to be next week and each week after that. If you want to start the series from the beginning, and this is the first time that you're watching this build series, I'll put the link for the first video here when I went to get the lumber. And if you have been following along, this is YouTube's suggestion on what you should watch out of all my videos next. So enjoy, and I'll see you next week.